Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel again. I have an amazing news for you. I have played my first game in the Scotch Defence. So I'm playing against a 2006 rated player. First time in the tournament I'm playing against somebody who is lower rated than me. So yeah, I thought that he's gonna play the Italian or the Rui Lopez. I didn't expect the Scotch. But this is what happened. And I don't know any theory, so I decided to play knight g to e7 to throw him off because I didn't want to play the main variations. One time I saw a move like queen to h4. It's played only in 1% of games. It works. It's super venomous because of bishop to b4, but he's got weird counterattacks with knight to c7. I just don't know exactly how to play this, but yeah, I know that queen to h4 is possible. Okay, so I chose knight to g to e7 to defend the knight and be able to replace it on c6. So bishop f4, now I take and attack it. He goes queen e2 and I go bishop b4. And now you're gonna ask me, why would you let him push the pawn? Well, I let him push the pawn because my idea was to block his knight. But maybe it wasn't the best choice because he was able to outmaneuver it to e3. Well, you will see the setup, because later in the game I came up with a weird idea. I decided to push this pawn, and you know what that does? Creates many weaknesses. And now if I push h5 and h4, g4 is gonna be super weak, and the knight is gonna have an amazing route here. So look at what happened. We play d6, he goes here, and the knight looks so stupid here, right? I play knight to e5 to block it. But he goes knight to c2, which I didn't think about. He wasn't going to c2 and trying to go e5. He is going to e3 and trying to penetrate those weaknesses, unfortunately. So I go knight to g6, moving away and looking at f4 and threatening h4. I wanna also just keep looking at his pawn here. He goes bishop c4, I go h5, h3, and h4 I think was super stupid. It was stupid because I just allowed his bishop to move away, right? But I allowed his knight to push to g4, which was, yeah, very bad. We take, and now I have no defender of the g4 square. So I go bishop g7, he goes knight to g4. I simply chose to play bishop g7 before he goes knight to g4. If I played something different, I would have to play bishop g7 anyway, right? I go rook to f8, semi-open file. I push d5. I think he didn't expect me pushing forward, and I don't remember. But yeah, at this point I thought, okay, this position is okay. Queen e8, knight to f4, and b3, he's trying to play c4. And you know what? I had few ideas. For example, c5, c4, and d4, with rook to e4, and queen to f7. But I thought, okay, he's gonna penetrate this position. It doesn't look the best for me. Oh no, yeah, I'm gonna play c5, c4, d4, and then he's gonna go b4, c takes b, and rook to b1, a5, and a3. And I did not like this continuation, to be honest, because he's just too active. He's too active, my pieces are discoordinated, my rook is here, and the other one's here. And rooks should be connected, usually. Okay, so cd, and I choose to play e takes d. It turns out to be a blunder, but I thought that after c takes d, rook to c1, he simply has the control over the f file of the c file, and I've got the control over the f file, but what can I do with it? Literally nothing, because the knight is always blocking, controlling the f2 square. So I thought, okay, I've got to close the position down. But here, yeah, there's something that I completely missed. g3, I've missed it. It's a tactic. My rook doesn't have space anywhere else than the f file, so I need to go to f5, and here he wins my exchange. I need to push. I cannot move away the king away because he's gonna take my rook, so I sacrifice give away the rook for a knight and the pawn. So this is still playable. This is still playable. It's probably my +2. Let me see. Yeah, plus 2.8. So his idea should probably be to control the two files, not allow me to counterplay without exchanging the rooks, because when you're exchanged down, you should probably keep your rook up, because yeah, one rook is super helpful. If you have only a bishop, well, you're literally unable to control white squares. King to g2, I play rook to e6, and I hoped he's gonna do it. He did it. If you have a winning position, guys, play slow. He's got the long-term advantage. Why did he just enter this crazy, you know, this crazy phase with him pushing the pawns, like, pushing and just playing too quickly? He goes h4, gh, and now I already had the setup in my mind. I'm gonna control the 6th rank, and I'm gonna create a fortress. So look at what's happening here. King to h7, stupid in my opinion now. I should have played king to h8 to not be pinned. I really wanted to play rook to e5, but the problem with rook to e5 is queen to g6, and then he gets to g6. King to h8 and h6. If I allow him to push the pawn, I'm dead, right? So king to h8, queen to f5, and here he allows. At this point I realized that I'm not gonna be able to defend the 6th rank. He's gonna get to play h6, so my idea will be to take this pawn and push then bishop, for example, to c3 and defend from distance. And maybe even always threaten taking the pawn with the king, so the queen cannot move away. So yeah, that's what I do. I get rid of the pawns on the chessboard. Rook to b2, I pin him. I think that he here had a move h6 that completely gave him a win, because king to c6, king h7, queen takes d5. That's a win. Most probably, maybe not. Okay, but the computer says that this is a blunder. This is a blunder. I mean, it shouldn't be a blunder. It's literally a draw, a miss. So yeah, h6 would have given him a better option. But here, after that point, we have a draw. I cannot defend this pawn, unfortunately, because of those crazy forks. Like, let's say... Well, to be honest, yeah, I had rook to a3, but then queen g6 here and h6, right? So I need to defend the 6th rank. That's what I do. And here, I already got the setup. I give him the pawn. And what I do is I control the 6th rank, as I told you guys 20 moves before. I'm gonna control the 6th rank. He's not gonna be able to push because I'm just gonna take with the bishop and the rook. If he sacrifices the queen for the rook and the bishop, he ends up with the side pawn, which is a draw. So I just move the king. h7, h8. Now, after he blocked my king from moving to the 8th rank, I move my rook to h6. And he goes... king to f4 is a move that didn't exist, by the way. It was because it's registered here because we play after we end a classical game with live transmission. We place the kings on the middle if it's a draw. We place the king on e4 and king to d5 if white wins, and king on e5 and the king on d4 if black wins. So yeah, we place the kings here, and that's why it says king to f4. We simply agreed on a draw here because yeah, he cannot progress at all. So guys, first game in the Scotch Defence. Well, I played the classical Scotch Defence, but it was in 2014, so long time ago. I was happy with the game. I had a stupid idea, to be honest, in the middle game. Overall, I enjoyed the game. I'm happy I drew. I was lucky to draw. And see you in the next one, guys. Bye.